Well everyone, welcome back to part 2 of this ERTL unboxing. If you missed part 1, I'll go ahead and leave a link to the video so you can check that out and then come back here afterwards. Got quite a variety of things in that last bundle, and I'm really curious to see what all we've got in this bundle, so let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, so I've sorted everything out that came in that bundle, and you can see what's all here. There's quite a few engine characters, as well as some non-rail characters, and a bit more rolling stock than what was in that previous bundle, and also a couple pieces here from some other ranges. But this bundle is a perfect example of when I get in these whole lots and Thomas is not even present. And I brought this up a few unboxing videos back, and I mentioned to my viewers that when I get these in, Percy seems to be the most common ERTL that I come across, and I asked my viewers why in most cases Thomas is not in these bundles, and there was quite a few people had theories as to why this is, and some mentioned that when people sell off their ERTL collections from their childhood, it's a possibility that they'll hang on to Thomas as sort of souvenir from their childhood. And I can honestly see that, because I know when I got rid of my wooden railway collection years back, I actually kept the Thomas that I had, and in a way it's special to me. But people also mentioned that it's a possibility with the ERTL Thomas that it's regarded as such a favorite when people were kids that they tend to heavily play with the things, and by the time they reach adulthood, you know, the Thomas is long gone, and when they sell off their collections, you know, they just don't have a Thomas. So I think that's another good possibility as to why Thomas is never in these bundles. Yet the mystery of why Percy is the most common ERTL will continue to be a mystery. Okay, the first ERTL we'll take a look at is Edward, and he wasn't in the last bundle I bought, so it's good to see him here. This one is in pretty good shape, a little bit of paint chipping. I kind of thought there was some damage on this front, but I'm thinking it's just dirt. I noticed you turn this over, you can see there's a lot of hair, possibly some carpet hair and human hair wrapped up around the axles. Definitely been played with, but Edward definitely looks nice. And I have a project for an Edward, but I need one that's closer to mint condition to do it. Next we have another Percy, and like I've said before, Percy is the most common ERTL that comes through here. I actually had 2 of him in the last bundle that I unboxed, and here is number 3. And give me a second, I'll actually show you all the Percys I have here at the moment. Alright, so these are all the Percys I have in the workshop at the moment. This one here is the one we just looked at. These 4 are from previous unboxings, and these 2 right here are out of my parts box. So I really don't need all these Percys in the workshop, and I'm sure I'll probably get more in over time. And that being the case, I'm going to do a Percy giveaway right now. And what I'll be including is this large ERTL pullback Percy, along with the smaller ERTL Percy that I showed in this unboxing. I'll also be including an Adventures Percy. Now I got this in with an Adventures James that I purchased just to get the face off of for my Origins James custom that I did. And I'll also throw in this little Pez Percy, which was in my parts bin for whatever reason. And to win these, it's really simple. Just go ahead and leave Percy the Green Engine down in the comments. And a month after this video is uploaded, I'll go ahead and pick a winner. In this bundle there was a Gordon, and I also got one of these in the last bundle I unboxed, although this one seems to be in far better condition. It's not as chipped up in the paint. The face looks pretty good as well. And I am seeing there is some carpet hair or human hair in the wheels, so I'll have to take time to clean that out. But another stunning looking model. The ERTL Gordon definitely is a beauty to behold, but not much else to say about this. There's another James in this bundle, although this one seems to be in better condition. Doesn't look to be chipped up too bad. Buffer stickers have definitely seen better days. Face looks pretty good. And I noticed when looking underneath this that there's no hair or anything, so maybe this hasn't seen as much play as the others in this bundle. In this bundle was another Toby, and personally when I look at this one, it looks near mint condition. I'm seeing a couple chips on the corners, and there's a couple buffer stickers missing on front and back. But really, I'd say this model's in immaculate condition, the way it sits. And, you know, it's a lot less knocked around compared to everything else I've seen. Possibility that whoever had this just didn't hold Toby as a favorite, and he didn't see much playtime. Also got another duck in this bundle, and it's in a little better shape than the one that I got in the previous bundle. And you can see there's a little bit of paint chipping going on. Apparently somebody wasn't paying attention when they put the cab stickers on. They're kind of all over the place in a couple areas. But, you know, just like before, really nice model of duck. And it's another one I feel ERTL honestly did a good job on. Now, I had my eye on this model in this bundle, and of course it's Oliver, and yes, I know I got one of these in the previous bundle I unboxed, but this one here is in better condition, and it doesn't have the multiple paint chips and the damaged coupler like the one I showed before. And I don't want this model for myself. I'm actually going to be giving it to one of my viewers, and I'll explain that here in just a second. So last year I did an unboxing video showing 2 bundles of ERTLs that I had scored on eBay, and just recently a viewer named Retro Nostalgia Fan actually commented on that video and asked if he could have the Near Mint Oliver that I showed. Unfortunately, I got rid of that last year sometime and I don't have it now. And normally I don't respond to comments like this where people ask me to send them stuff. But I do feel like Retro Nostalgia Fan is very much deserving of a Near Mint ERTL Oliver, though. So, Retro Nostalgia Fan, if you're interested in this ERTL Oliver, feel free to let me know by sending me an email, and I'll see about getting this sent out to you. Maybe throw in a couple extras as well. And I'll probably give you a couple months after this video is uploaded, just in case you're taking a break from the online world. But if I don't hear back from you after a while, this Oliver will be going to someone else. Next in that bundle was a Douglas, and it's funny, I actually got a Douglas in the last bundle as well, but, you know, still no Donald. This looks practically mint, other than a little bit of paint missing on the buffers. And once again, you guys know that I'm working on Railway Series versions of Donald and Douglas, but not really much else to say about this model. Also got another Mavis. This one, again, is chipped up, shows a lot of signs of play wear, but nothing's broken off or missing from it. What else can I say? It's, you know, Mavis. Next up are 2 daisies, and this one here's in a little rougher shape than the other one. You can see it's got quite a few chips, a little bit of damage to the face, and just, you know, missing a little bit of paint here and there. Nothing's broken. I said before, around the wheels here, these tend to break, but they're all together on these models. And considering that I've acquired basically 3 daisies in 2 unboxings, I think I'm going to offer this one up as a fan prize. And if you're interested in winning this, it's pretty simple. Just go ahead and type Daisy in capital letters in the comments section, and a month after this video is uploaded, I'll go ahead and pick a winner, and you'll have a chance to win this daisy. Along for the ride in that bundle was this Boco, and I'm really happy this was in there because I've got a project that I want to do which requires one of these, and it'll be great that I can finally get started on that. This model isn't too bad. The paint's chipped, but thankfully none of the detail around the chassis is damaged. I know that's definitely a weak link on these. My model, when I was younger, had everything on this side just completely busted off. But yeah, finally I can get started on the project I needed this for, and I'm sure you'll probably see it at some point. Also managed to get another Evil Diesel with this bundle, and this model isn't as chipped up as the one in the previous unboxing, but overall looks pretty good. Just a couple chips here and there, and I am telling you right now, that face is still as creepy as ever. There's another Diesel 199 in that bundle, and this will be the fourth one of those I've got now. Really not much else to say about these, except for the fact that I really did not need another one. Also in that bundle was another City Atturo. Rob, this one's for you, my friend. But yeah, this is definitely one of the ERTLs that I do not mind looking at repeatedly. Just a stunning rendition of City Atturo, and a model that probably even non-Thomas fans went out and bought. If you're a fan of the locomotive, the real-life locomotive, you definitely had to have a replica like this. And, I mean, this looks really good condition-wise. Got a couple paint chips, but the stickers don't seem to show any sign of wear. This one for the cab looks like it wasn't positioned correctly, unfortunately. But overall, you know, City Atturo, this locomotive is a sight to behold. So there was also a Reneas in that bundle, and this is really the first Reneas I've had for quite a while. These are... the narrow gauge engines don't seem to come through here that often, it seems. But this model looks pretty good. Paint-wise, not a lot of chipping going on. Still has all of its stickers. I know the one I had as a kid, it spent a lot of time in the bath and it lost all of its stickers. But I guess ERTL apparently based all of their narrow gauge engines, with the exception of Rusty, they based all of their narrow gauge engines off of the Taliclin counterparts. And, you know, Reneas here would have been based off of Dolgok, if I remember right. But, yes, a very stunning rendition of Reneas. Just a shame ERTL, along with many other ranges, got the color wrong. The last engine character that was in that bundle was Coldy, and I'm a little disappointed right now because out of all the mountain engines, he seems to be the most common one that comes through here. I think I've got like 4 or 5 of them in the workshop right now, and what I really need are Lord Harry's for the next project I'm working on. Still, this is a nice rendition of Coldy. Doesn't look like it's had much play. There's a couple chips, but, you know, it's not as bad as some of the others. It has the face on the back that everyone seems to be creeped out by. And I don't know, what more can I say about this? Just a good-looking Coldy. I just wish it was a Lord Harry. The first non-rail character we'll look at is Trevor. And this has had a bit of play. There's some paint chipping going on, especially around the face, which kind of ruins the model. And I think it would have lifted the look of this Trevor had ERTL taken the time to paint the outer parts of the wheels. I actually did a custom that I did that to, and trust me, it really elevates the look of this model. But a little fun fact for you all, ERTL apparently still produces these Trevor wheels to this day because they use these same wheels on their 1/64 scale vintage farm equipment. And I bet you all didn't know that. Next one up is George, and this is a really nice rendition of George, and this model looks almost mint. Not a lot of, well, almost any chipping, it seems, on this. And one place that really shows wear on these models is the rollers, and usually you'll see scuffs and scrapes on these, but I'm not seeing a lot on these rollers, so I'd assume that maybe this either wasn't played with that much or spent quite a bit of time on the carpet. But it is a really nice looking George. Alright, in this bundle I've got another Terrence, and this one actually has the tracks and the exhaust pipe, so that's definitely a plus with this one. The only thing I notice is the hitch appears to have been bent slightly, and there are a couple paint chips on the corners, but overall this doesn't look too bad. I definitely won't be putting this one in my parts bin. This will definitely be going to someone. Unfortunately, this Herald isn't so lucky because, as you can probably already tell, he's missing one of his rotor blades. And it's unfortunate because other than that, there doesn't appear to be anything else wrong with this Herald model. And he'll be going into my parts box, no doubt about that. But if I can come across a new set of rotors for him, or come up with another solution to fix this, then he'll definitely be one that can be salvaged. The last character is Bulgy, and this one doesn't look as bad as the one in the previous unboxing. Apparently didn't drive under any low bridges. But there is a little bit of sticker wear with this, although the stickers look a lot better. A little bit of peeling in the corners, but not too bad. Kind of comical, I notice on this one side here, the sticker's been torn around the window there, and that person apparently lost their head. Maybe a little bit of shrapnel flew through the window. Like I said, it's kind of comical. Like I mentioned earlier, this bundle came with quite a bit of rolling stock, and one of those pieces was towed here. And unlike the one I showed in the previous unboxing, this one's actually in better shape. You can see it still has its coupler pin on the back, and it's got all 4 buffers. The only problem I had noticed with this, other than a little bit of paint chipping, is the roof has a lot of scuffs and scratches. Who knows, that may possibly clean off. But at least I can say that this toad is not going to be going in my parts box. There were also 2 old coaches in this bundle, and yes, ERTL made both of these brake coaches for whatever reason. But these don't look too bad. The stickers aren't peeling or anything, and nothing appears to be broken off, although I do notice this coach here has bent axles, and I may go in and try to straighten these, or I may put some replacement axles on. But yeah, these are one of the pieces of rolling stock. I've got quite a few of those in my collection. There were also some mail coaches, which ERTL sometimes sold them as the post train. And these don't look too bad, except for this coach here actually has the coupler pin snapped off, which I think I've said this before, I have found a way of fixing those with brad nails, although it's maybe not the best fix. But overall, other than that, these coaches don't look too bad, and they're another piece that I've got quite a few of in my collection. So here's the breakdown train, or as it was sometimes called, the breakdown truck, and this doesn't look too bad other than it's got a little bit of wear around the edges. The coupler pin looks to be pretty chewed up, but it's still there. It hasn't snapped off completely. And this crane also had the outriggers on it, which the ones in the series lacked. But it also had the working crane action, which seems kind of tight, but you can see it does raise the crane arm. And quite often, these hooks are snapped off as well, but this is still here, and it doesn't show any signs of plastic stress. So that's really good. And I show in another video how I took one of these older style breakdown trains and put it with the UK breakdown train to make one that looked like the ones in the series. Lastly, for ERTL, I've got these tankers, and I got a set of the milk and tar tankers, and also got a set of the fuel tankers now as well. Like I mentioned in the previous unboxing, these were sold in sets of 2, and the last bundle only came with 1 of these. Now here's a curious find. It's a wind-up Birdie, but I can't see anything on this as to who made it or what it would have went to. If we look at the bottom of it here, we can see that it is dated. It says copyright Brit Alcroft Thomas Limited 1993, made in China, but there's nothing on here as to a manufacturer. Looks pretty nice overall. I noticed we got a driver in the front window and some passengers in the back window, but I kind of feel like these other windows may have had stickers on them at one time as well. And another curious thing I noticed with this Birdie is that if you look at the headlights, only one of them has been painted, so I'm wondering if we're dealing with a factory error as well. Up the back of the workbench here, I actually have this wind-up Thomas, which I believe may have some connection to this Birdie, because they're both dated 1993, and they look similar in the way they're designed. Once again, I'm going to need the audience to help me out as to where this birdie comes from and who made it. The last piece in that bundle was this ERTL Gold Rail Annie, and like I've said before, the ERTL Gold Rail stuff is basically the same as the Bandai Tex, the only difference being what it's sold under. But this Annie doesn't look too bad. Condition seems pretty good. The switch up top for the magnet at the back still works. There is a little bit of scuffing on the roof, but overall nothing's broken off. This still has all the buffers and couplers and everything. To be honest with you, I don't know how popular these are because they seem to be just littered all over eBay, and they seem to be worth about a dime a dozen. Considering I don't collect ERTL Gold Rail, and also considering that the previous bundle had a Gold Rail Edward in it as well, I think I'm going to put this with Annie, and I'm going to offer both these up as a fan prize. And if you're interested in winning these, it's very simple. Just go ahead and type Gold Rail down in the comments, and a month after this video is uploaded, I'll go ahead and pick a winner. Well, here's one more look at everything that was in that bundle. And I think I did better on this one than I did on the other because I paid $33 for everything you see here. I think that's a little under $1 a character, which isn't bad. Then again, some may think I still overpaid for everything. But personally, I'm happy with this. But that bundle from the UK still hasn't got here yet. Again, I figured probably wouldn't be till next week till I got that. So I'll be sure to do a video on that whenever it gets here. But that's going to be all for now. Let me know your thoughts on these ERTLs in the comments down below. And I'll see you in the next video.